Well, greetings, guys. Welcome to Karl's Spirits. This is episode 61, and I hope everybody's doing great tonight. And we are going to be looking at a product, the Isaac Bowman Pioneer Spirit Straight Bourbon Port Barrel Finish. And this is a product of the A. Smith Bowman Distillery, which was founded in 1934 in Virginia by a gentleman by the name of, you got it, A. Smith Bowman. And since 2003, Bowman has been owned by Sazerac, the parent company of Buffalo Trace. In fact, the spirit in this bottle has been distilled twice at Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky, shipped to Fredericksburg, Virginia, where it is then distilled a third time at the Bowman Distillery, and then it's barreled in the standard new white oak barrels. There it's going to rest for 4 to 6 years before being dumped, and then it's going to be recast or rebarreled, if you will, in ruby port barrels from Portugal. And there's also some information out there that suggests they use some local Virginia wine barrels as well. And there it's going to rest for another 3 to 6 months. And then they're going to use the Solera method, by which they're going to bottle this product. So they're going to take, let's say, 10 barrels as an example, put it in the dump tank, and they're starting to draw it off for bottling. They keep adding more barrels. And the idea behind the Solera method is it ensures consistency with the product, so there's no variation or whatever. So Bowman has several products available. I think I've already previously reviewed Bowman Brothers Small Batch. There's also a John J. Bowman Single Barrel, I believe. But today we're going to be looking at this Port Barrel Finish Bourbon from Isaac Bowman. Yeah. So, mash bill. Well, it's not disclosed because this is a Buffalo Trace Sazerac product, and they typically don't give out that mash bill. Probably, we're going to guess it's in their mash bill 2, which is what they call their high rye, which is only 12 to 15% rye. But, you know, the basics that we do know, it's 51% corn because it is a bourbon. Age, again, we don't know. We just don't know the age. It is stated between 4 and 6 years. I would imagine the youngest in here is probably 4 or 4.5. And that's what you have to go with. So there might be some a little bit older in here, but you go with the youngest stated. And of course, then it was finished in 3 to 6 months or so in those port barrels. And finally, it is bottled at a very easy 90 proof. So, in the glass, what do we have? Well, we have, it's a very orange color. And I'm going to call this rusty orange. And you give it a little swirl. It's got some nice sticky lines. Not too thin, not too thick. They're just pretty average, to be quite honest. So the nose on this is actually a very distinguishing feature in my opinion. And the very first thing that I notice is funkiness. This is a funky pour, guys. It's a grape must, okay? It's a grape must on this nose, and it lets you really know that this is a port barrel finished product. After the must, if you can get past the funkiness, if you have to really dig down deep, I'm picking up some woody notes. There's some wood there, definitely. And it's not a distinguishable wood necessarily. It's just wood. Okay, that funk stays very true on the taste. It follows through on the taste from the smell. And especially on the front of the taste, the front and the sides of the tongue, you really pick up that grape must, that grape funkiness. There's some dark fruits as well here. And I always associate that taste with like a plum maybe, or maybe a really tart cherry might be a better word for that. Either way, it's very tart toward the middle and the back of the mouth on the taste buds. I would say this is a very medium mouthfeel. It's not particularly chewy. It's medium, quite honestly. But that tartness continues in the finish for me. And actually the finish is going to linger for quite a while, really. It's really going to hang in there. And it has minimal burn, but it really hangs with you for quite a while. And actually, I really enjoy the finish on this. I really think that's one of its best parts, probably. I think I need to say I'm probably not a huge fan of what I'm going to call finished bourbons. I think they're becoming more and more common, and I think we're going to see them become more and more common. And it's certainly a major trend in the whiskey world. I guess it makes sense for the distiller. I mean, after all, they get to introduce a product to people who normally wouldn't be looking to buy bourbon. They're looking to get that wine drinker interested in the bourbon world with these types of finished products. I think, my opinion only, I think you're also looking at distillers getting rid of what they think is their subpar product by, having this other taste added to the mix. Wine drinkers come out because they get to experience a new product, but with something that's familiar to them. You're picking up that grape wine must on this. That's definitely going to be attractive to some people. I have to say, I enjoy this more than I do Angel's Envy, which is another port barrel finish. And at the price, it's much more attractive. This bottle is right around the $40 range, whereas Angel's Envy is obviously higher. Having said that, though, it's still not necessarily a bottle I would pick up for my shelf. The mustiness, the funk from the port just really doesn't do it for me. There's some good flavors here, but I really think that mustiness really overpowers it. That funkiness is just too much for me. And remember, it's my take. Yours may be different. So on my little rating scale, Karl stars, if you will, I'm going to give this 3.5 Karl stars. I love the finish. The finish is nice. It's still, I still taste it in the back. It's really hanging in there. It's a very pleasant finish, but that funkiness on the nose and on the taste kind of puts me off just a little bit. Anyway, again, that's my take. Yours may be different. Enjoy what you like. That's what's beautiful about the bourbon world. And as I always say, guys, stay safe, peace, and happy pours.